Welcome back to High Vibes and Hazy Thoughts. I'm Serenity.
And I'm Loni. In this episode, Decoded by the Stars, we're exploring our human design charts and what they've taught us.
If you've ever felt like the way you move through the world just doesn't match what everyone expects, human design might explain why.
It blends astrology, the chakra system, the I Ching, and more, giving us a kind of energetic blueprint.
We'll touch on the basics, your type, which shows how your energy naturally works,
Your strategy, the way you're meant to make things happen,
your authority, which guides your decision making,
and your profile, aka the role you're here to play in this life.
We'll share what's in our charts, how it shows up in real life, and why understanding your design can help you move with more ease and self-trust.
Let's decode the stars together. Take my hand. All right, Serenity. It's our third episode. I'm so excited. We're doing human design.
Is it our third episode or is it our fourth episode?
Is it our fourth?
I think it's our fourth episode.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
It's our fourth.
Yeah,
Wow, I can't even believe we're that far in.
I know, it's crazy.
It's so cool. But yeah, we're going to be doing human design today, which, when I first saw it, I saw it first on TikTok. That's how I first saw human design.
Really?
Yep. And was watching this one lady who was talking about it and kind of like doing an intro to it. And I was like, I need to go check this out.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went and ran my chart for the first time. And when it came back, I was like, it explains a lot.
Yeah.
It does.
It explains everything.
So much. I was like, wow, I really, really love this. It was hard at that time, though, to find really anything about it. So I'm so excited that now there's more information out there.
Yes. And we also heard that you went to a class and you got
Yes.
so much information from that too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Well, it was like $75 and it was like an hour or 2 hour session.
Yes, it was like, it was like two and a half hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went through
So
the
much
whole
information.
chart. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm a manifesting generator. That's my type. Loni is as well.
Mm-hmm.
So Loni, kind of tell me where you're at with that. How did you get into that?
So I thought it was really interesting when I, we look at the different aspects that there are within your chart. And I think the first thing, and this is what most people are looking at when they run it, is we're looking at our type. And that's just a small piece of it, right? And when I read what the manifesting generator does, it hit home. I was like, oh my God, this is what I do, especially certain aspects to it, which I thought was really, really cool. In the sense that we, as a manifesting generator, I have 2 of the 5 types in one type. I have the manifesting part and I have the generator part.
Yes.
Right? Which is exactly what you have.
Yes.
Which actually works really amazing, and it's rare too.
It's like an infinity sign. We just recycle energy with each other.
That's right.
We really do. We're giving each other energy and taking it at the same time.
Yep. Yes. And it's so amazing. Like we're
yeah.
able to like bounce things off of each other
And really create and
Yes.
fast.
And fast.
And we know when to rest. That's the biggest thing too. That I feel like what I've been learning today, even in the past couple weeks, has everything to do with knowing how to, it says right here, you're here to respond, not initiate. Wait for life to show you what's next. You can skip steps, move faster than most, and master what excites you. Like this is little ways I have been shown that I need to kind of take a step back, or I need to listen to my sacral yes when I, not jump into things too fast, but also like, when I want to stay home and my gut is like, my body is feeling uncomfortable with a decision. Like if I wanted to go out an hour ago and now I don't,
Right.
Now I don't. But if I did want to, oh, I'd be excited. I'm like, let's go. My solar plexus would be on fire. My sacral too, and that also has to do with, you know, the strategy and authority. Those go hand in hand, you know.
Yep.
With the manifesting generator, it's big on the sacral chakra. So making decisions should always come from your sacral chakra. If it feels good in your stomach,
Yep.
genuinely, because I be getting nauseous or like, or sometimes I get so bloated too. Seriously, it's intense. Like indigestion issues also might come from that as well.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Because that is part of, you know, the design itself.
Yes, eating disorders is also a big one too.
Oh my goodness. I didn't know that was
Yeah.
something
It's
that's from it.
Yeah, I dealt with that a lot growing up, but I didn't realize that I almost like used food as a way to like cope in some sort of way. Like when I was super depressed, I would not eat. It was a very bad time. And then when I was like, I guess super lax and super chill, nothing was really going on, I would eat a lot, dude. So I would go back and forth from weights. I had very different experiences, and it was all in like when I was going through something traumatic. Nowadays, it can be like that, but I have better control over like what feels good to me. And so when I say yes to things that feel good to me, then I start making better eating habits. It just, I guess that just naturally falls into line when you're a manifesting generator.
Right. And you're listening to your gut, which is the part that we really have to listen to, right? We have to listen to that guttural or right? We got to listen to our body and what it's telling us that we want to do. But I also think that's also another piece of it, as you're saying, is that for me, it was really about like, I might say yes to something right away just because I'm expected to say yes, and I'm not listening to my gut, and I might a few days later be like, you know what, I really don't want to do that. And then I'm like, I tell people, you know, I'll tell somebody, no, actually, I'm not going to go with you.
And you can feel the burden getting off of you. It feels like a heavy weight. It's like, poosh, I feel great now.
Yep.
I can stay home.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, it's wild because, you know, and if I am doing something that I know that I don't want to do, but I'm still doing it, like, it's such a heavy weight, and I'm not happy. Things don't go right. It's just, and then I can just feel myself fall into a depression.
Oh yeah, if
Right?
I say yes to going out and I actually and I don't want to, like that sacral is saying no, I go out and I don't even want to be there, and I'm having the worst time. And I'm just like, all right, let's just go home. Actually, never mind. Or like turn around. There's been several times in the beginning of, you know, me and Zen's relationship where I was just like, all right, actually, never mind. I actually just want to be at home with you, like watching a horror movie and drinking some sake, you know, chill vibes. But I didn't know that I didn't want to. I feel like as a kid, I've always had this fear of missing out. So I feel like...
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like, I feel like that's different from, you know, being a manifesting generator. But that's why I'm like, I have a hard time being like, I want to go. I want to see what's going on out there, you know? So I have to be like, okay, it's okay to be at home and relax as well.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. Which I thought was, you know, that is one of the ones that really hit home for me when I first was realizing that I was a manifesting generator. But another piece that I saw in here really deals with, like, we're constantly creating something. We're constantly trying to find something, creating it, right? And we end up with a lot of things that don't get finished.
And shame can come with that,
and
too.
shame comes with that, right? So it's like, I remember growing up too, where I was constantly like told, I think my mom had this shirt for me, and it said promises all on it, because she was like, you would say you would do something and you won't do it, Loni.
Here's a reminder.
Here's a reminder that you are the worst.
Fucking bitch.
I was like, oh my God. Like, I look at that shirt, like in one of the pictures, and I'm like, oh, but now I look at it and I go, that's because I would say yes to something that wasn't really what my gut, what I'm supposed to be doing.
It was like it was like a people pleasing way, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like I also got stuck in that cycle too.
Yeah.
A big thing is getting into that shame. I feel like growing up when I wouldn't finish projects, like I started a whole crystal business and it was called the Reign of Cosmos. I was obsessed with it for like 2 months. And then I pivoted really fast because I got bored really fast. It wasn't something that I wanted to learn, but it's still just knowledge I have in the back of my brain. Like I can make jewelry for you. I made some for my mom, you know, like it's just not something I wanted to pursue, you know? And then in the past, like getting into astrology, like I know the basics, but I just stopped learning after some time. I pivot a lot and shame came with that. I was like, man, like why can't I finish things? You know, like will I ever be able to complete a task? Do you ever feel like that with you, like growing up?
Yes. Yeah. All the time. I always felt like I can never finish anything. I can never do anything. Right. So that's where I would go to. I can't finish it. I can't do anything. And then we end up in that spiral of worthlessness and, you know,
bed rotting.
Yeah. And depression. Then the depression hits. And I think that's, you know, learning about this and reading about this, I understand myself way more than I ever have. And I did put it into practice recently too, actually. So that I understood, like I understand now how I need to be for myself and how now I need to tell people ahead of time, basically go, I want to go right now, but I don't know if I'm going to want to go in a week. So if we can wait and let me give you your definite answer in like 3-4 days.
Oh yeah. And literally same thing. The other night, we were gonna go out with Danny's brother after the party. I sat there for a good, like, I guess hour, just sitting there deciding whether or not I wanted to go. I wanted to just to be around them, but I didn't want to because I was like, I just want to be home. I just want to relax. It was so hard for me to step out of that. But once I did, I felt so good. And I feel like the more that you keep making choices for, you know, it's the shadow to watch is overcommitting or pushing out of guilt. You know, you really want to make sure you're not doing too much because that, the shadow part of a manifesting generator, that will make you burn out. And that's why knowing your human design is very important, because you'll literally become burnt out if you make choices that aren't to your sacral yes. If you're not following that and you know this about yourself, you know what I mean? After self-awareness, it's like, come on now. You know, practicing that, oh my gosh, like life feels so great just doing that. All right, now we're getting into our strategy. So my strategy is responding. So I thrive when I respond, not when I push or force things. That is also with Loni.
Isn't that funny?
I love that. That makes so much sense.
Yeah, I just think it's so interesting. And we and of course we've already kind of touched on that when we were talking about the type, right? Because our strategy is responding. So it's about listening to our bodies, listening to that guttural type of feeling, right? And I've noticed too, like this was something that I started to do, was actually like ask myself, like I would say, do I want to go do A? And I wait and I sit there and I go, and it's kind of like you kind of like clear your mind and you just let it come out. Whatever the sound is that's going to come out, that's your response.
And it's like a physical body feeling too.
Yes.
You genuinely get uncomfortable when it's a no. I feel like a tense feeling in my stomach when it happens. But when I'm excited, I feel like it's a different kind of tense. It's like a rapid intense, and I just can't wait to, like an Energizer bunny, you know? I just can't wait to do it.
Yeah, right. You're like, yes, I want to do it. Let's go.
So I have this question right here. It says, am I acting from response or from pressure to prove something? That's a big thing too.
Yeah. Yeah, that really goes deep into understanding how we respond to what's asked of us.
Like the underneath it all. Like, why are you making this choice, right? Like I was talking about earlier, like a fear of missing out. So that could be an underlying reason. It's about waiting. You know, like if you're upset or triggered, wait. You might just be embarrassed. You might just feel rejected. You might just feel abandoned. You know, there's an underlying feeling. I just got my heart. When I talk about it, I feel for myself because I remember all the times I put myself in those situations, and it was a situation where it was my choice and I made it, and I didn't have to, but I chose to, and I would suffer consequences because of that. Multiple, because you grow up and that happens, you know what I mean? But when it comes to, you know, with this responding type, it's really important to do that so that your life will feel better. You'll feel more at ease with life, and life will be more at ease with you. I mean, manifesting, right? Manifesting is really big. So self-fulfilling prophecies, you know, so that can also, I guess it just comes more naturally for us.
Yes.
Like we need to take a step back or else.
Yes.
Like there's no, for other people, it's not like that because it's not a part of their human design. They don't have to do that. We have to. Because
Unless they're a manifestor.
Exactly.
Only. Yeah.
And you know what I mean? It's like people in the world sometimes have more authority, meaning like they don't have to make certain choices or be a certain way to get what they want in life. But in order for us to feel at ease in life, we have to do this.
Right.
It's a constant theme because of situations, of trauma. It's a part of our human design to be born in a family that triggers that part of ourselves to have to be like, all right, I need to take a step back.
Right. Yeah.
So it's situational too.
Yeah, absolutely. But it does like, and you just kind of make a point about the trauma. And I think that's a big piece. And that always is, right?
Like how
in
we
this
go about
journey that we're healing. I mean, that's what we're doing here. We're healing and we're learning about ourselves because the trauma has put us in a place where we didn't listen to ourselves. We didn't know what to do, right? And this also helps us see that and be able to make different choices going forward so that we are taking ourselves. And I say this a lot, and I'm like, you know, I'm taking care of little Loni than nobody else could do when I was little, like, you know, and so just kind of healing from that and taking on that responsibility of taking care of myself.
Yeah, because otherwise it's not going to look good. If you don't do that, it's going to look really bad, and life is going to get even harder.
Yes.
Because this is how we manifest. This is how we need to respond to life, and how our human design asks us and tells us, hey, your life will get better and will get easier if you start listening to your body and listening what feels good and what doesn't feel good. And based off of your choices after that will determine how life will look.
Yeah, absolutely. And that really comes to that part of, as we're learning this part of human design and how we should respond as manifesting generators, we are also looking at giving ourselves that permission that I'm saying here, that permission to wait for a minute. Just wait. It's okay. Like, we do not have to answer people right away. We do not have to give anybody our answer. We can always say, I need a few days.
That's where the need to prove myself comes in.
Yes, right? Yeah, because you want to answer. You want to give somebody something right away because you feel like you have to
prove.
To you know, also as a people pleaser, a recovering people pleaser.
Yeah, still recovering, guys. Still recovering.
You have to be able to, and it's almost like a boundary to me now. It's like a boundary.
Because otherwise,
it's just one thing. Yep.
And if you don't respect that, like I've come to a point, if you don't respect that, then I don't even know how to talk to you. I don't even know how to look at you, and that's still something I'm working through. That's a separate issue, but that's how I'm a 6'2" profile. I'll get into that later. That's why. That's why. But yeah, I have to listen to myself now because I know that otherwise it's just I'm gonna have a bad day. Unfortunately, that's just how my human design works.
Yep. exactly. And I kind of see here the last question. Do I trust that what's meant for me will show up, or do I still try to force things?
That literally, my sacral just got uncomfortable. I'm feeling that right now. Yeah. I feel like I'm working on that right now. And it's a big part of my life. It affects me to a point where it brings me to an emotional point, especially if I don't trust what's meant for me. You know, I don't even trust myself at that point. And of course, we're all working through that, but it's big when you're still in that state, when you're still recovering.
Yeah.
My heart. The thunder. I don't know if you can hear the thunder, but enjoy the rainstorm with us.
Yes. As we're recording, it's coming. Here it comes.
But if you don't, then hell yeah.
Yeah, for me, I never felt that. I never, for the longest time, I always was in a state of, why am I here? What is my purpose? I just grew up that way, of felt like I was not worthy of even being on this earth, being born, type of thing, right? So that was a big thing, and really drove me down into the hole that I call as my depression. It was like a hole. Trying to climb out of it on a daily was very difficult. For me, understanding that what is meant for me will never pass me by.
Divinity and timing, and what things are happening around your life. Just trusting the process.
Just trusting the process. And for me, this is part of that process. Understanding. I mean, I've always looked at astrology. I strongly, still strongly believe in everything that is said there. I believe in all the stars, the universe, everything. It's really, for me, being, like a scientist almost. Basically computer scientist.
It all goes hand in hand.
It's because, I totally love the physics, the chemistry, all of the sciences and math. That does really prove that everything in our solar system does affect us.
100%.
Right? And so for me, believing that
what's meant to be will be. What's meant for you, it will come to you as it comes. That's the biggest thing when it comes. And it's so interesting how this little strategy part, it brings such a bigger perspective, because you actually experience high levels of depression and high levels of happiness when you're actually using the strategy that your human design is telling you to use. This is like the map. It's like, hey guys, here's what you got to do. All you have to do is this. This is how you are. There's a reason why. Do it, because you're going to feel better. Have you ever felt like what's not meant for you will not be for you? Well, here's why. This is why. So let's change that.
Yes.
I'm banging on let's change that. I'm passionate right now. Dude, when you were talking, Loni, you almost got me tearing up a little bit there. Genuinely, guys, I feel very touched by what we're talking about. This stuff is very important, and I hope that for our listeners, they feel the same way when they're looking up their chart and they're able to have that connection.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Can you feel my heart? That's right. We're gonna talk about it.
You said actually play. I'm gonna need to hear this on the mic.
Let's go.
So we were kind of going over separately our authority. So again, me and Loni both have an emotional authority, but with the authority, it's ruled over the solar plexus, whereas with the type and the strategy, is ruled with the sacral chakra. So your authority and your strategy are going to be different if you're a manifesting generator or a different type. With ours, it's literally fuel to the fire. Fuel to the fire. How do I ride my emotional wave without making snap decisions? Right?
Yep.
See, that's what we're learning with our strategy. Do I give myself time to fully feel, or do I judge myself for being too much? waves all the time. I have to learn every single day to not judge myself. I have to learn to constantly communicate at a time that is at an appropriate time for my sacral yes or my solar yes. It's very important.
And then there's that, the appropriate time. And
you'll know based off of what your sacral is saying and your solar, because we're working with those. So
exactly.
What decision in my life felt right in the moment but proved unstable later, I really do like that. A lot of these have to do with our strategy and our manifesting generator.
Yes.
That's so interesting to me.
It is, right? Like they all come together and explain a whole piece of us, of who we are. And to me, it's just so wild. Like when I read all this and I was like, oh my gosh, that explains that is me.
And it's intense for us.
It is.
Like we need to listen.
Yeah.
We need to, because our authority and our strategy, it's basically saying the same thing. It's just like, all right, girl, you got to do that.
Yep. And
all right, yes, ma'am.
Even like when we were just talking about the strategy, we were talking about how, we have to take that step back, because our gut might be telling us, we might say yes to something, but really then we find out that it's no. And that comes to the emotional piece of this as well, right? Is that we can get really excited about something. Somebody's telling us stuff and we're just like, oh, yes, I totally understand what you're saying. I want to do that with you. Let's go jump off a cliff into the lake. Yes, let's go do that.
That was a very bad idea.
And then you're like, wait, what? No, my gut's saying no now. No, I'm not going. They're like, but you said yes. You were so excited. Let's go do it. Come on. I'm like, I can't. No. Everything inside my body is saying no.
Exactly. Right here it says you'll move from high to low, then land in clarity.
Yes.
The emotional wave for us when it comes to all of this, whether or not our strategy is saying the same thing, but when it comes to an emotional authority, it's very intense, very intense. Like I might really want to say yes, and then it's like a really no. It's like no, I want to stay home. So when it rolls over our solar plexus, I'm not sure if I can feel it in a different way, but I will say earlier when we were talking about this, I felt it in a different spot. And I was like, oh, my solar is talking to me right now. I'm excited. It feels good. It's intense.
Yes.
I'm like, I start getting jittery,
Yeah. I totally understand that. But yeah, no, understanding that too really puts in perspective of what I was saying earlier, where it's like, give yourself a minute. Give yourself a day or two. Wait. Really let yourself feel that emotion, that excitement. Let it settle down. Then even if it is excitement, come into clarity.
Exactly.
Right. Because
still getting to clarity anyways.
Exactly. No matter what you're going to do, you've got to get into the clarity of understanding exactly what you want to do. What does your body want to do? Even
if I do get excited, it's by the end of it, it's not a good idea. It's not a good idea. I should not have done that just because it's exciting, or it's like when you splurge on something, what I mean? You're like, well, this is for my mental health,
Yes.
Girl, you should have thought through that. Now you got $2.75 in your bank account.
Well, it's too though, for me, and when I look at, today, before I really was putting this into practice, was doing this podcast, right? Like I was so excited. I had like all this energy. I was like, no, this is exactly what I want to do. I want to do a podcast. I want to put a new perspective. I was like, there's just nobody out there that's doing this way. And, I had everything, and I kind of was asking different people, and they just weren't like grasping it. And I started to like, no commitment from anybody. I was like, I don't know. Is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? And I remember feeling it going, no, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and at the moment I didn't realize that was my gut, my emotions. My emotions, even though it was really high at the very beginning.
You still had the doubt that creeped in.
It did, but I was able to like bring that emotion down And I found the clarity that was, yes, I just have to find the person that
And then
will
you
do
found
this
me.
with me. Yes. And then I found you.
See, exactly. I love that. Once you get to that clarity, I really like the way that you said that, because that is what the emotional authority is about. You have to, even if it's a really, really good yes, you're ready to do it, and you can't find your people, and then you're like, man, I'm doubting myself because I can't. And then you're like, wait, let me balance myself out. You're like, there's that clarity.
Yes.
You got to get there first.
Yep.
If your authority is emotional, get there first.
Yep.
You know, decisions take time.
Yep.
Every decision when it comes to the emotional authority takes time.
Exactly. Yep. Yep.
That's so beautiful. And then our strategy is responding. We're
I know.
emotional. We're emotional.
I am emotional.
I love that. We have big emotions.
Big emotions.
I heard that recently. I like that. I really do. I think, but honestly, it's a part of our human design. You know, all we can do is work with it and work with the dualities and get to our higher selves.
Yep. Exactly. Absolutely. And so I am looking like here, because we do have like some notes to kind of course, help us through this.
Always,
because I think
you have to.
We have to be responsible and do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we took a couple hits. You know, she got some gummies. I had a beer.
So yeah, but we're looking at this one is really hitting hard for me as I'm reading this one, and it is, who in my life respects my need for time, and who pressures me. And I mean, a lot of times I've realized that throughout my life that there was a lot of people who would pressure me, who would try to convince me to do something that I knew inside my whole body was like, no, we don't want to do that. And I still would do it. And as we kind of talked about this earlier, which is that not giving me the time and to process my emotions, to be able to say, no, I'm just don't want to frickin' do something. Or yes, I don't care what you said, I'm doing it. And it really, it's taking me a lot of time to get to that point where I can say that. And I feel like today I've surrounded myself with people who are at that same respect, in respecting what I'm feeling and my emotions, and allowing me to be able to like do this journey of doing the podcast, my journey for doing magic, the astrology, doing my practice, my spirituality practice. I never had that, and I've now I'm able to do that, and I have people around me that are supportive. They might not fully all understand it, but
they're choices you want to make.
That's right.
And you wanted to make those choices, and you finally let yourself do that.
Yes. And I could feel that in my emotional part of that. Yes, this is my clarity. I am here. This is what I want to be doing. This is who I am.
Yeah, it's almost like we attract people who don't respect that. It's almost like it's built in our human design to trigger that within other people, to do that to us, to teach us, to remind us that, right?
Yes.
Because when we get into our profiles, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Very big.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. We trigger that within people to treat us like that.
Yeah.
And it's not, we're all one at the end of the day. And I think that also is a part of that we all are one. And that it's not my fault or your fault that you trigger that part of myself, or I trigger that part of you to do that to me. You know?
Yep.
It's almost like we're all connected. So creepy, dude. It's not creepy. It's cool. It's just, it's a lot to process, but it feels so good. Like, my heart is pounding every time you say 47. Oh, every time you say something that I resonate with, it's just like I get heart palpitations. I'm like, okay, calm down. I'm getting too excited right now.
No, that truly is that is your body. That is your, telling you, yes, you're understanding. Yes, you are on the right track. And when you hear it and you listen to your body, will tell you, exactly what you need to know.
And that's our highs.
Yeah.
When it's our yes, ooh, we're feeling good. That yes feels so powerful.
Yep, absolutely. Can you feel my heart?
All right, so now we're gonna get into our profiles. So I'm a role model hermit. What are you?
I am a hermit opportunist.
Okay, so we kind of have the same thing in regards to the hermit part. So I'm going to lean into mine. So I live life in 3 phases: trial, retreat, and embodied wisdom. So trial would be from birth to the next 30 years of my life. So in 5 more years, I'm done. 5 more years. I'll turn 25 in August next month. So, by the way, my birthday's next month. But the 30 to 50, that's when I retreat and I'm just observing life. And then from 50 years and up, I'm embodying that wisdom and I fully step into my role model energy. So right now, I'm learning to get to that point because at the end of it, after 50, that's when I'm the exemplary student that my role model profile is supposed to be.
Wow.
Right? So with the profiles
Wow.
too, a lot of it has to do with the lines. So that connects the gates, which there are professionals for that they can get into. But the, one second. Here, what does it say? So my first line is 6. So I'm here to lead by example, not force. Line 2, you need time alone to rest, integrate, and recharge. People will call me out when it's time for me to share my gifts. So I wanted to call that one out too because Loni saw something in me with our podcast and what we're doing. And we just kind of went into it, you know. So that was a big thing. Like a lot of major things in my life, whether it was a part of my gift. Like when I was homeless, there was one lady who let me into her home. I actually slept in her closet, Harry Potter style. No joke.
Wow.
But she gave me this space and I had a bed in there. It was set up. I worked in her workshop. And that's when I started the Reign of Cosmos. I'm not doing it anymore because I pivot, right? But she called it in me and she helped me create the name and I put it to work and I actually was able to sell a couple things in her store.
Wow.
So
great.
I realized that, for some reason people just see the gifts in me and they're able to pull it out of me and show me what I'm worth, even if it's for a short time or a long time.
Yeah.
A shadow to watch for myself. It says hiding too long or staying in things after they've expired. So I'm an escape artist. I run away. And that's a big thing with the 6-2 is that anytime, I was watching a video on this too. It's like anytime something happens in my life and everything like 0 to 30, like I'm 30 years old, I'm going to continuously go through things. I notice now that it's leaning out, but I know that I can still be in situations where I feel like I want to run away and I want to escape and I want to persevere and move on. I'm very quick to like cut people out of my life too. And I was like, that's why I don't have a lot of friends. And that's the big thing when it comes to being the role model part, the first 30 years of my life. Like I'm just persevering. I'm just trying to get through it. And I just kept going through things one after another, home hopping or, on the street or, also a big thing is people rejecting you by nature. Like people are not by nature intimidated by me. And it's my mother, for example, my mother, and maybe it's in my human design to trigger that part from people, but, my mother abandoned me, but didn't abandon my sister. I wasn't allowed to do certain things, whereas my sister was. So for some reason, all of my family was subjected to abandoning me and doing that to me, but not other people. So I just say nowadays, it's just a part of my human design to go through that. And I'm getting, my heart is like, it sucks because when I see that and I look it up and I'm like, dang, that actually sucks, but I'm glad because it's beautiful and I'm learning things.
That's right.
I'm learning how to be this role model,
That's right.
And I'm like, God, 5 more years, I won't have to do this anymore, but I can feel myself leaning out. But what I'm learning is to stop trying to run away, take people as they are, and stop using this, my heart. Stop, you don't have to run away. You can, it's not fighting your human design. I don't have to, I say fighting my human design, meaning like when I love someone and I have love for them, I have to fight the urge to run away. You know what I mean? Because I make an assumption and then I lead with, I'm not loved and I have to run away and I have to help myself and save myself and be this example, right? For them. And I trigger that in them so I can be that example. And whereas originally it was really hard for me to be that example, I grew to be that example. And I was always trying to set that for other people. But when I don't get reciprocity, especially in my past, oh my gosh, it was crazy. It was so intense for me because I'm trying to be this example. I'm trying to be this role model. And I'm not getting that reciprocation. Like, it was bad in the past.
Yeah.
Like with my mom, why don't you, reciprocate? It's so natural for core people in my life, especially back then, to reject me and abandon me. So to trigger that part out of me, So questions right here. It says, what phase of my 6-line journey am I in right now? Trial, retreat, embodiment. Well, obviously, I'm in my trial.
The trial.
I'm in my trial. How do I recharge when I've been on for too long?
Yeah, how do you recharge? What is your favorite way that recharges you?
Watching a K-drama.
Hell yeah! That's right.
Literally just sitting and relaxing and eating my favorite, like focusing on my 5 sensory, right? What feels safe to me, because I have to get back into that. I am safe.
Right.
I don't have to run away. I just have to do what feels good to me so that I can be, okay, actually, I'm not that upset. Actually, you know what? It's okay. It's not that big of a deal. It's okay that if I'm not reciprocated or the example I'm setting is not being reciprocated, that doesn't automatically mean I have to leave. This is why I don't have friends in my life and why it's so hard for me to keep people, because I'm very quick. Friends. Yeah, I have Loni. Exactly. Well, she's my sister. That's different. She's my soul sister. As far as like, I'm learning how to have acquaintances. Actually, the Love Island party I went to recently, I made a whole group chat. I said, if y'all don't text me, I will block you. Like, I was being funny. But I was being funny. But like, that's how quick I am. And I realized that joke I made. And then I looked into this and I'm like, fuck. Here I go again. Like, it's funny, but it's like, girl, calm down. Like, you do not need to be doing all that. And it's okay, because it's a part of my human design to think like that. And it hurts so deeply when I don't get that text back and when they don't want to be my friend. And, and I'm like, here we go. Like, I was trying to be this good friend and hang out and talk to them, and they say they would. Now they don't. That's a big thing in my trial part. So I am definitely in my trial part. I'm not 30 years old yet, but I will be soon. 5 years. Give me 5 years. So yeah, the role model is very important. And then I'm going to go into the hermit.
Yes.
So I'm deeply talented, but I need solitude to recharge. 100%. I need not to isolate
K-drama.
myself. Yes.
Drama.
Give me like 5 hours. Hold on. I was like, I am going to go deep. I'll finish a whole season. Vicky, watch Vicky, guys. You can get free episodes.
So good, y'all.
You don't even have to pay.
That's
so
right.
good.
I love it. It's my favorite.
Oh, I love it so much. And I don't think I always have given myself that time of solitude, because again, I have this fear of missing out. So like, I always want connection too, and I always want to be around people and be a part of conversation, and but I realize that when I do that, I burn myself out, and I start to kind of resent the people subconsciously around me and hermit around them. Like, I will go into a solitude moment around them, and I'll go mute. That's what I like to call it. Like, I literally go mute. I stop talking. My energy is completely low. I've done that around you a couple times.
Yeah.
And it's because I'm like, my energy was at a high, and now all of a sudden I need solitude, and I'm in a space where I can't get it yet.
Yeah.
And so then I immediately go mute.
So how do you see yourself handling that situation in the future, knowing that this is part of who you are?
Yeah.
It's just in your design that you kind of do that. So how do you handle that so that the people around you, because I will let you know too. Like, I notice it and I'm like, oh, did I say something wrong? What did I do? Did I do something wrong? But that's also in mine for me to have to heal.
Oh, that's with everyone.
Well.
They're like, are you upset with me? I'm like, oh no, my energy went gone. Like, my brain literally shuts down. In the car earlier, I was trying to talk to Zen, and then the conversation just fiddled away because I just slowly stopped understanding what I was saying. Not even stopped understanding what I was saying. It's just like my brain shut off. I didn't want to talk anymore. Like it's at like a high, and then all of a sudden it's just like boom. Like it comes out of nowhere. It genuinely doesn't. And that's either if I didn't get enough sleep, you know, if I didn't eat very well, if I smoked 2 cigarettes too fast, you know, anything at all can happen. And I don't even know that it happens. I know when it happens because I'm like, oh, now I'm mute, you know. As far as knowing how to get past that, I feel like I just have to compromise and just let it happen. Like I go hermit mode real fast. And so when it happens, I just need to take space. And it has nothing to do with the people around me. It has everything to do with that my energy shot down very fast.
Yeah.
And it comes out of nowhere. And I'm so glad that I'm actually able to educate myself now, because I'm like, why does this happen? Why am I at an all high and then now I'm at all low? Did I drink too much? That, you know, like I can't figure it out most of the time. So what I have had to do, I haven't done it with you, but even when I'm with my family, you know, and Joshua and Zen, they're watching a show but I haven't seen the show yet, or like we start watching it together, but then all of a sudden I get bored or something. Like I want to go watch my K-drama. So I'm like, hey guys, actually this can be your show. I don't mind. I'm going to go watch my show, because I'm like, oh, my energy's just gone. Yeah. And I want to go be by myself. Yeah. But I also don't want to be like, hey, pause the show, find something else to watch. You know what I mean?
Right.
7-11 on the clock. Yeah. So I think that's another thing, like compromising with myself, but making sure if I'm going to go and leave the room that I'm making it known what's going on, and that you can continue. I do not mind. I just, something happened and I need to go recharge for a second.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
You're a hermit too.
And
so
I was just about to say, I am also, so my profile is a 2-4, so I am a hermit opportunist. And with my line 2 being the hermit, like a lot of what you're saying really does resonate with me. And, you know, a lot of people in my life know this about me. They'll know that I kind of like drop off the face of the earth, right? And that's what they've said to me before. And they're like, but we know that's just you. We know that that's just how you need to be. And that when you come out, you'll come and let us know that you're ready to be out again. And I'm like, thank you. Yeah, actually, yes.
That's a big thing.
Yeah, it's a big thing.
Sometimes I go weeks without texting, like my sister, you know?
Yeah.
And they're like, where'd you go?
That's, we
FaceTimed every day for 2 weeks. What happened?
Yeah. But it's just, I just need that. I need some time to myself. And, you know, but then on top of it, it does come with the Virgo aspect of who I am, which is, you know, known to be a hermit as well. So it is something that for me, it's to recharge. Like I'm recharging my energy. I'm also processing. It takes me some time to process. So I've got to process things too. And that all comes with the hermit. That's within me. But I thought that, you know, here when I took the class, we got some really amazing paperwork that they gave us. And one of the things that they were saying was with the hermit was we're naturally gifted, often without realizing it. And that is so true for me. Like, I know that I can do a lot of things, and I have done a lot of things, and that comes with being a manifesting generator, right? Like we do a lot. We do a lot. So
fuel to the fire, dude.
Yep. We have so many projects. I do so many things. I'm just like, I got to keep going. Like,
we're good at it.
Yeah.
Like it's just knowledge in our brain because we pivot so much.
Yep, exactly. And so I think that part of the hermit within me, that really did resonate. Like I really understood that. I do love having my alone time. Like I do. I love just kind of, if I'm reading a book or watching a K-drama, or just kind of practicing tarot. I like to do it alone. It's just kind of what I like to do. I love to share it afterwards, but I like that alone time to really get into it And that's just also that creative solitude
Has to do with
type of
comfort zone
energy.
too. So I feel like that's
Oh,
why we.
that's good.
Right?
Yeah.
Because the hermit, it's like I'm going
Yeah.
to retreat, but to get into my comfort zone.
Yeah,
And so
that's
like
a good.
when I watch K dramas too, I'll start eating whatever they're eating. Like if I have ramen,
Yeah.
I'm trying to get into the energy. It's the aesthetics of it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Oh, that totally
Right.
resonates.
A
Yes.
nice soft blanket, a fidget toy.
Yes.
Just people say childlike things or connecting to your inner child, but yeah, just
No,
going back into
absolutely.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Aw.
Yeah.
That makes
and
me so happy.
it's so true. And yeah, so even here where I'm reading this, it feels most authentic when not trying to prove myself with somebody else, right?
Mhm.
And that's a big thing, right? Even with the people pleasing part that I know that I work on all the time, is the fact that I don't have to sit here in front of anybody and I don't have to prove myself to anybody.
Mhm.
I don't have to try and talk you into, whatever. I don't have to sit here and prove that I'm a great person.
Mhm.
It's like, when I'm alone, I don't have that pressure. And so, but that piece of me, I have been trying to practice and putting into effect when I'm around other people. And I know that I've been doing that more recently, at least within the last few years. Like I do that, and I am at a point that as long as I'm listening to myself and I'm fueling what I love, and I can be authentically myself in front of other people
Mhm.
without fear of judgment.
I just realized too that when we are around other people and that does happen,
Mhm.
maybe practicing our comfort zone in real time so that we can build that back up. We can recharge and like in airplane mode basically.
Oh my God. I love that idea.
Right? So
yes.
like making sure you have your fidget toys nearby and your
Yeah.
comfort zone, your favorite blanket, all of that.
Yes. Oh, that
Comfy
is-
clothes on if you know
Yes.
that it's a hot day and you might get overstimulated.
Yeah.
Making sure that setting yourself up for success basically if you're going on an outing.
Oh, that is good. I
Right?
like that. Yes, absolutely.
That's the answer to your question that you asked me. How can you help yourself in moments like that? That's the answer. I feel
I
like that
love
would
it.
really help.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Mhm.
Yay! Look at us. Look at us
I'm gonna-
figuring things out as we're sitting
It
here
feels so good
on here
too.
talking to you guys.
It feels so good too. When it clicks, it clicks.
It does, right?
And that's the best part. It doesn't feel forced.
Yeah, absolutely. And then for me, you had 6, but I have 4.
Mhm.
So the 4 is the opportunist, the networker. And isn't that just the funniest thing to think about?
I
I'm
can
a
already
hermit
tell.
and a networker, dude.
That's what you do for your work.
That is what I do for my work too. Dude, it's true. I thrive through friendship and community. And I will tell you that is so true for me. Like, community is very important to me. And it's like, yeah, I can have a lot of, like, network. Like, I know a lot of people, but I keep my community, I keep my friends that are my family very close to me. And they are very important to me. And it's a handful of people. And, but through them, I bounce off ideas with them. They do the same. It's a really great way.
So it's like soul networking.
Yeah, it's
Like
like
soul
a
contract
soul
networking.
networking. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I can definitely see that. There's
Yeah.
a lot of people that, is doing our music for the podcast and is helping us, even networking with your son.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have that spirit. I actually love that. You do that.
Yeah, I do,
You
right?
networked with me.
Yes, yes, right? I do. I love, but let me tell you this, though, is that I never realized that was truly who I am, that I had that ability, because growing up, I was very much brought down to, like, don't speak, Like, people made fun of me. Like, you know, nobody wants to hear you, that kind of like speak, right? Like, I was not allowed to have any say in anything that was in my life going on. So it took me actually a long time to find my voice, to be able to make friends, to
So,
be
like,
able
the
to make those
duality of that.
connections. Yeah.
Wow.
It was a big shift for me that happened probably around like when I was like 18, 19. I had like a major shift in my life, and I was slowly being able to communicate and make friends. And it was so funny because I did this with one of my uncles who is just like 2 years older than I am. And he was so good at networking, and he could talk to anybody about anything. And I was like, how do you do that? And he was like, you just got to ask questions. People love talking about themselves. Just ask questions. And I was like, oh, okay. I could do that. But even that took me some practice, because I was very nervous to talk to anybody, to just anybody. I really had that aspect of being a hermit, of being the wallflower, hiding behind everybody and just waiting and seeing if there was an opportunity for me to come in. I realized too that's also part of being a Virgo too, but
Yeah, it sounds like the theme is building that security around connecting with people, and yes, a pinch potentially a pinchily. Dude, I stutter a lot. I will do it. There's no cutting this part out.
No. I love it.
I know.
We're leaving it.
Yes, potentially networking,
Yes.
but you know, overall, just having the security of connecting with people.
Yes. And I think that is part of that 4 as well, is I need that stable social foundation to feel safe to express myself. And you might be in a room full of strangers, and if you don't have that safety within yourself, you're not going to find that safety. And for me, that took a lot of years of therapy. It took a long time for me to get to a place where I felt safe within myself. So that my 4 here in my profile could shine, which I feel like today it does. Like, I realize that.
It's a major life theme.
Dude, I'm just kind of actually like talking about this right now. I realize that is like a big
That's what it sounds like.
piece of what happened in my life to where I am today. Yeah, overcoming
Therapy
a lot.
had to get you to that point as well.
Yeah.
Once you heal that part of yourself, then you were able to do that. So living by your human design, therapy, it's not going to teach you, human design, but it's going to bring out, you and what you need to work on and where you're at mentally and emotionally. And that naturally came out for you in conversations where it was natural for your therapist to seek you out in that aspect. Like, hey, this is how you can help yourself.
Yeah.
And then, through healing yourself, you were able to do that.
Yeah.
This is crazy. This is why I love human
cool?
design.
Yeah.
This is why.
Oh, absolutely.
Can you feel my heart beat?
Yeah, so because I am a 2/4, they call it a right angle.
So it does have to do with
Profile.
your profile, huh?
It does have to do with the profile. So because of my profile being a 2/4, I'm considered a right angle profile. And with these profiles, we're self-focused explorers on a personal journey of learning, growth, and creation, which I read that, I go, yeah, that's me. Dude, that's me. I am always on a journey of learning. Like, and I say that even in work. I go, learning is the most important thing to me. So when I've interviewed other people and I have somebody else with me and they're like, well, what are we looking for? I go, we're looking for somebody who wants to learn. Because if somebody is happy with where they're at and they're kind of stagnant in there and they don't feel like they need to learn anything else, I'm sorry, but us here on earth, we are here to learn. And that is the most important thing to me. But that also is personal growth, right? So learning so that I can personally grow. We grow up with all of these experiences that put a lot of trauma in us. And I have always tried to learn how to overcome the trauma that puts limits on my life. And the one thing that I've always said is I want to be free. Like, that is my journey, to be free. And I never really truly understood it until actually just this moment. And I realized to be free is to personally feel freedom, that I don't have to let my trauma rule my life. That is my freedom. And I'm going to cry here in a minute, but
dude,
that I'm
you are the
realizing right
rising
now.
phoenix.
Sorry, that is like, I feel that right there.
you're the rising phoenix.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that, it says it. You are literally supposed to rise from the ashes. It's your phoenix story. All of this integration that you're doing, it means something. You're
Yeah.
literally the phoenix, rising
Yeah.
out of the ashes.
Wow. Yeah.
And so you said you want to feel free, and
Yeah.
that's flying, getting out of that,
Yes.
breaking out of that.
Yep.
It feels good. It's beautiful. It's
Yeah.
empowering.
Yeah.
Like, I know you're crying, but because I bet it feels good. You know, even though a lot has happened to you and towards you and at you, a lot of the times, you are who you are and you've grown
Yeah.
from it. And that, when I cry like that, it's because I feel so good about it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it sucks, but God, it feels good to grow.
Yeah.
God, it feels
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah. Exactly. Absolutely.
My Loni, my sister.
Yeah, so a lot of that, like with the right angle profiles, we are also kind of looking at the energy is inward focus, which is what we just hit. We're creators of karma, here to experiment, explore, and gain new perspectives. Every day is a new perspective.
Every day is a learning
Every day
moment.
is a learning moment. Yep. I take
it never
every
ends.
day. Yes. And the biggest thing I think here that I see about a right angle is free will plays a big role. We're here to consciously create our destiny. And that's what I do. Every time I have a new project, every time I have anything that my solar plexus,
Yes.
anything that we go back into this design and I have that gut, feeling, that is me creating my destiny.
And you know, that free feeling, I feel like it comes when you fully release. I heard that your generation is actually coming soon. And it's going to be your time. It's going to be your time to fully be the rising phoenix. So I do see you being fully free.
Yeah.
Completely
Yeah.
free. It's your
Yes.
time to shine. You're the
Yeah.
freaking
Yeah.
rising phoenix. That's intense. That's seriously intense.
Yeah, that's wild. to
You're
think
almost
about
done.
that,
You,
too.
you don't have to deal with this shit here soon. I promise. I hate it too.
I know.
You've been in it though, dude.
I've been in it. I've
You've
been
been
in
in
it
it
for a while.
for a long
This
time.
is good though. I'm very, very excited about all this. But yeah, and then your
Yes.
profile.
So
your life theme.
I'm a left angle cross of industry.
Ooh.
So I looked into that a little bit. It goes it kind of says you're here to build, commit, and serve with aligned power. So I feel like doing this podcast and working on what I'm working on with you has really, it not only does it motivate me, but it empowers me. And I know when I want to do something like we were talking about with the manifesting generator and all of that, like when it's your sacral yes, like that's it. Like I don't want to stop. I want to find new ways and better ways to create it and build it into something. But another gate 30, so it says let desires guide you, not obligation. And so when it feels like an obligation, I need to take a step back. So again, bringing in our types and our strategies and our authorities, like this goes hand in hand. I need to speak from presence, not from pressure, not from desire, not from expectations. Like when I have done my hermit mode, when I have taken the time out to, recharge or, respond, then that is when we let the ideas flow in and we sit down and we have this podcast. And that's exactly what we did. That is exactly what, and I love that because I'm learning how to take a step back. And when things feel good and I'm working on something and I'm motivated, it's like with my job, right? Working at Celestica, I was so motivated. I was working overtime, but I was hurting myself. Hold on. I need some water. Give me 1 second. Throat chakra seriously is a big thing too. I feel like every time things like this coming up, Spirit's like, let me just check you in the throat real quick so that you need to speak from you need to speak with truth, you know what I mean? Yeah. Anytime, like especially in tarot readings, it's like there might be a throat chakra issue because I'm sitting here choking, but that's a big thing too, speaking in my truth, right? Not from pressure, not from obligation, but like I was saying too with Celestica, I was working there and I was working overtime and I was working my butt off and it wasn't getting anywhere and it didn't feel good. I didn't want to do that, but I felt like I had to and I did it anyways, but where did that get me? I was emotionally dysregulated. I was burnt out, which can happen with anybody, but my partner's a generator, okay? Like this does not happen with them. Like they get home and they're ready to do more tasks and, and then they give themselves a chance to relax and rest. Yeah. So everybody's human design is different. And the more that you understand, like I realize now that when I take space, when I'm not putting all of my energy into something that, literally all of my energy, because I will, especially if I feel like I have to, into something that shouldn't feel like such a big obligation, then I'm gonna have to suffer the consequences of that. I'm not built to endure like that. I'm built to create when it's in my heart space, when it's my sacral yes, when an obligation doesn't feel like that, it feels good. You know what I mean? So that's a big thing. And I know we both have gate 20 and gate 30. So you would resonate with speaking from presence, and your voice matters. Yeah. Your voice moves people. Yeah. And when you speak from presence and you speak in your truth and you're ready to speak, it's even better. Oh, otherwise you're gonna stutter, you're gonna be all over the place, you're gonna be like, all right, like actually I can't do this podcast today. Like last week I got my my chart wrong, and now that I have this new one, this wasn't last week, it was like 2 weeks ago. We took 2 weeks, but we needed that time, and I needed that time, and Loni, because she's a hermit too, but that also goes into, me not fully understanding what I'm talking about and trying to force myself to talk about something I don't understand yet. Right. So it's work, it's, podcast, it's everything. And it's a constant theme. So if I don't pay attention and if I tried to talk about it 2 weeks ago, I probably would have gotten overstimulated and stopped it midway or even in the beginning. Been like, all right, I'm so sorry, Loni. And for a fat minute there, I was like, for 10 minutes straight, I was like, I don't know if I can do this today. I swear. It wasn't, and I, bringing into the other authority and strategy types, like it all goes hand in hand. Yeah. When I try to rush into decisions like that, saying yes out of fear of urgency, I don't want to feel like I have to force myself to do something. This is intense. It really is. Okay, so here's some questions. What have I built that came from true alignment, and how did it change me? When I am building something like I'm doing with this podcast, I'm literally only 24 years old. What do I have? This is the first time that this is our project, our baby, like when I'm building something, it feels so good. I'm motivated. I have creative ideas just start flowing in one after another, and I get excited, and I'm like, gotta write it down. I gotta, we built a whole Excel file sheet, and I decorated it. I decked it out. I made it look cute. And I didn't have to, but why not? I wanted to make something look aesthetically pleasing based off of our podcast. Also,
Yeah.
2222 on our recording, if you look at
Yes.
it.
Oh, damn.
And 222 has to do with choices, right? You know, making the right choice for yourself and making sure that choice feels good. You know, it's all about choices in my life. I'm singing this shit. You know, I have to build from desire, not from obligation. That's
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
I'm meant to build. I'm meant to
Yes.
commit. I'm meant to serve,
Yep.
but not with obligation, with devotion.
Mm-hmm.
When it's real.
Yeah.
Damn it.
That's right.
Oh, I love this shit. It makes me feel like a big boss. Like I got like a rich white man in a place of power.
And that's gate 34.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, gate 34, act
Yeah.
from empowerment, not pressure.
Yes, right, from power. And so yeah, I have that as well. And I know that for me, it's true when I feel like I am obligated to do something, but it isn't truly what I feel like is inside of me that I need to do. I slow down. I do a half-assed job.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be doing this. Why do I need to be doing this?
Or you try to rush through it.
Or I try to rush through it to get it over with. And then it's not my best product, and then that upsets me because for me, integrity of what I put out is one of the most important things to me. And always has been. So yeah, just that power is wild. Just funny that you said that. It's exactly the
Right?
same. Totally
question.
resonating with that.
Here it says, how do I use my energy to serve, not just to achieve?
Right. Yeah.
You know, and where am I doing that in my life? How am I serving myself? And you know what I mean? How am I doing it? Am I taking care of myself out of obligation? Or maybe I can just sit in bed for a little bit and that's okay. In the smallest ways, how you build yourself, building character,
Yeah.
building your character and, you know, changing the molecules and the brain structure in your brain. Like, are you doing it to prove yourself to someone, to other people? Because if you do it, you're not learning, you're not growing.
Right.
It's forced, and then you might actually have a bad reaction because expectations, right?
Yeah.
And that's a big thing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm doing it because I want to actually succeed
Yes.
in my character development and how I see myself or how I show up for myself, not because, oh God, now I gotta wake up and do this and I have to, because if I don't, I'm gonna feel like a bad or a shitty person, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I get depressed and sometimes it's really hard for me to get up and eat, you know? But
Yeah.
sure, I have to eat, but like, grab some applesauce, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I have things that are there for me that I don't have to be like, all right, now I gotta cook all this shit, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
can just grab my
Absolutely.
applesauce, take a little break, and then when I'm feeling up to it, to go do that.
Yeah.
I don't have to wake up butt ass early and 10 minutes after waking up.
That's right. That's right. Gotta cook.
It's in all the ways. You don't have to
It
do that
is.
right now.
You
It's
don't have
okay.
to. It's okay. No need.
Give it like an hour. It's okay. Get shit done as soon as you wake up. No, you don't have to do that. Calm down. It's almost like enslaving yourself. You know what I mean?
Right. Yes. So I did want to, there was one gate that I have, that's gate 55. The spirit, emotional depth and hope. So at the lowest points, you feel hopeless, right? So this potential of deep emotional waves, let's see, intense highs and equally deep lows. It's not just about feeling, it's about spirit. Your connection to meaning, hope, and inner truth. So when you're low, it can feel like nothing matters. And when you're high, it's like spirit is singing through you. And I have to tell you, like, yes, like when I am low, I am deep in it. I am so like in the hole, and it's so hard to crawl out of it. And I do my best. You know, I've learned some tools how to do that. But I do have to say, since with this journey of healing, I have less episodes of being in the hole. But what I do have more of is the high. like where spirit is truly singing through me.
It's that duality. It's beautiful.
Yes, it's amazing. And I think one of the ones that was truly a story that hits home for me when I think about this is when I truly felt aligned with everything that was meant for me. And because I went through a divorce, I lost so many things. And when it was time for me to start building my life back up, one of the things was to get a car. And my dad had passed away, and he had this truck, this white pickup truck, and it was just sitting at my mom's. My mom didn't want to get rid of it. You know, it's her farm truck is what she called it at the time. And she's like, you know, your dad would want you to have this right now because you need a vehicle to be able to get around and to do things that you need to do. She's like, but you need to come down here and you've got to get this car set up for you. And you got to do all the things. And I'm like, okay, I have one day to get this all done and to get this truck back up here to Dallas. And I remember that day was filled with so much magic where spirit literally, or I feel like my dad guided so many people to help me move that day along. We had a moment where it was like we had to do something and me and my mom were not strong enough. All of a sudden, a guy pulls up and he's like, who my mom knew, was like, do you need some help? We're like, oh my God, yes, please. Can you help us with this? So he helped us with it. I got that done. I was like, okay, well, I got to take it into town now to get the oil changed, and I need to do this. And my mom's like, well, I don't think they're open yet. Or I don't think, no, it was, I don't know that you have enough time to do that right now. I was like, Mom, I got to get it done. So I'm going to go into town and see. I went to the oil place, and they were like, oh, we just had a cancellation, so we'll bring you in right now. Literally had that all done in that day. It was like so many things just hit home every time. Even when I had to go to another place for the tires, they were like, oh, normally like we don't have these in stock, but we actually have 2, and this is what you need. I was like, I will take those 2 tires then, yes.
So like the highs of not only connecting with spirit, but also spirit helping you out very, very easily, miraculously.
Yes, absolutely. Like that is when you feel completely connected to spirit, to source, to I was following my path to
and at that point, your strategy and authority and type don't matter.
No.
My life theme is in full throttle right now, okay?
Yeah.
My gate 55 is taking over. Love that.
Yeah. So I just, that was the one story that really, like, when I read that gate, I was like, I am writing that is me writing my full human design. It was amazing. So yeah.
I love that when we start talking about it, and then automatically a story just pops up right in front of our face. It's like, all right.
Yeah.
Actually, I remember now. Dude, we touched on so much.
We did.
We really did.
Human design is just an amazing aspect of the spiritual journey. Just everything.
Oh, yeah. So much to it, and
so much,
and more than what we've talked about. This is like talking about the big 3 of astrology. Like this is, there's a lot more to it, and professionals can get into that. And my gosh, the way that I'm sure Loni had a blast in that class.
I did, and that was with Carrie, and she is an amazing human design consultant with guidedbydesigncoaching.com, which she
write it down.
Yes, write it down. We'll put it out there also on on all of the platforms. We'll
put
make sure it on our website and on chat, so you guys can look that up, as well as kind of because again, we only touched on our particular the manifesting generator.
Yeah, what are the other ones?
Our particular type, but there's also the manifester and the generator.
Separately.
We have both. so it's kind of
Yay.
funny. And then there's also the projector and the reflector.
Oh, I haven't heard the reflector yet.
Yeah, the reflector, there's only 1% of people on the planet that are reflectors. So it's a very rare one to have.
Where are you, reflectors?
Yes, reflectors. If you do this,
Please let us know if
please
you're a
let us
reflector.
know if you're a reflector.
1% in the chat. Ooh, 747 on the clock, by the way.
So yeah, that's just, there's so much to it, and this is only a little bit. We'll also put in the websites so that you guys can take your own test, do the chart, see what you guys are.
Yes.
Let us know in the comments.
Yes, and I also want to say, too, we have to mention this. When we say our freaks out there, it's called frequency, okay? It's short for frequency. We're not. It's not
Yes.
FREKS, okay?
That's right.
We're not calling you a freak. We're freaks.
Here we are. But yes, that's why we love our freaks out there, because you guys are all on our same frequency.
Yes.
And we're here to learn together and go through this journey together. And that's, to me, is the most important thing. Is, again, like, that was part of my human design. Let's build this community. It's very important. It's important to us.
Yeah, tell us your types and your strategy, all of that, and what you resonate with, and, you know, give a detailed response. Honestly, we'll probably read them. It's a beautiful experience, and to have that with other people, it's even better. But I also wanted to mention the person who is doing our music, Loni.
Oh, yes. So
Shouts
I have
out.
an amazing friend. I wanted to use his nickname that I always gave him, but because I've known him for so long. But Adam Pickrell, and we used to call him Pickle. He's gonna be mad.
Oh.
He'll be mad that I said that, but I still wanted to shout him out because he is amazing music producer as well as DJ, and all things
All things
music.
good. All things music. All things good.
Yeah.
Can you feel my heart feel?
So that's just the beginning of what human design can reveal. Honestly, we're still learning. But even the basics have shifted how we move through life today.
Exactly. It's like finally having permission to be who we've always been, without forcing or comparing.
If something resonated with you today, it might be the perfect time to peek into your own chart. You don't have to figure it all out. Just notice how your energy already speaks for itself.
And remember, alignment isn't about perfection. It's about honesty with yourself, moment by moment.
And we're grateful you tuned in today and held space with us.
We'll see you next time on High Vibes and Hazy Thoughts. Stay soft, stay
curious.
curious.